Greetings and welcome back to another episode of Making a Minecraft Adventure Map. In this series, we create an entire adventure map from start to finish. Today we're going to be looking at a general construction of the first area, and this doesn't mean the lobby. This is the first area that you actually enter within the map itself. So I know this isn't supposed to be a command episode, but it is good to have commands for teleportations all written out. Let's get a sign. And I usually go by bigger numbers like thousands because it's very rare that an area would be large enough to actually be seen by other areas. I don't want to be able to see an area, but I also don't want to load the area because that helps prevent lag. And the less things loaded, the better. So like the spawn chunk. So far this is all that's here in the spawn chunks, and that's really lag efficient. Let's go ahead and teleport here and set our stone block. So this is going to be our anchor point. And interestingly enough, this map is going to be an adventure map, kind of, but it's also going to have survival elements in it. So it's not going to be all survival or all adventure. So I do want to encase everything in bedrock. That way players cannot escape. There's still going to be ways that they can climb up over stuff, but I want to encourage not doing so. So let's get some tools out. I do have World Edit installed. So I believe we want a brush. Okay, so right now with this command I created a brush that's a cylinder, and its bedrock is the block it's going to use, and it's 5 radius and 0 height. You can see the usage. And if I right click all the way down here, should be seeing, oh, I think it has to have 1 height. That's the problem. So now we can paint our base, and we want a relatively large area for them to start out with, and they're going to be drawn to a certain point. But we'll get to that later. So let's go ahead and set the time to day, and then disable the daylight. Okay, so I think we can make this brush a little bit bigger. You can change everything in the configurations, but I don't want to go through that right now. Okay, so right now we have a very general blob of just ugly bedrock, and I think we can do a little bit better than that. So I'm thinking we have some sort of valley that can go off in that direction. Let's see, way out there, and have it come back around. And then I'm thinking a path that splits would be. So go ahead and fill all of this in real quick. Okay, so I haven't finished all of filling this in yet, and it's not going to take too terribly long. It will take a while. Let's go ahead and actually change my render distance to +32. It's going to be a little bit laggier, but I will be able to see everything. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty big area. I'm thinking that we want the place to be pretty tall up. You don't want it to just be relatively flat. We want really tall sides to this canyon. And I'm thinking also in the back here is actually where you're supposed to progress. So you start, let's mark the starting point roughly with this jungle planks. So the jungle planks are there, a very rough and basic starting point. There's our teleport point, but we can always adjust it later. And I'm thinking we go around here, and there's going to be a big plateau right in the middle, and we go around. We can go either way to start with. One way is going to be difficult, and the other way is going to be easy. So you could either go back the same way, or you can go all the way around. But on the other side, let's grab another marker material. I'm going to extend this just a little bit, and then here we can put something like this. This is going to be that we need to progress to the next area. So we got to go all the way from there to here, and then from here back. So this is a very large area. It's going to take a while to walk across. It takes a few seconds just to fly. But imagine different animals that you can see that are, let's just say, very unique, and also little branch off parts. Something that goes off here, let's say. Something that's just a little bit indent there. So basically all I'm doing here with all of this is creating a general layout of the level, of the main area. And this should be helpful in actually the construction. So this is all going to be a very basic area, relatively vanilla looking terrain to kind of ease the player into the world. Everything's going to be slightly off, and the reason for that is this is actually a different planet. The whole map is going to be based on going from planet to planet, trying to find computer/other parts for your spaceship that can either upgrade it or completely fix it to leave the star system or whatever. So I'm going to create this entire thing, and we're going to be using the replay mod to fully show just how much work goes into building something. So I'll see you on the other side. So I hope you like those time lapses in the replay mod. This is the end result. We've got these canyons. Around here will be our start point, and if we fly through this river, branches off over there, might have a waterfall there. And over here is where item that you're supposed to get is at, and then it loops around. You could either go this way or this way to start. I will make one side have more enemies and one side be a little bit more passive. And there's always a bunch of nooks and crannies to explore into. I like these spires, or these spikes. I think they add quite a bit to this biome. And then after you get your items, then there's going to be some sort of gate here that you can't enter into until you have the item. And I'm thinking it's just a block that you can mine, but you can't mine until you get that item. So yeah, in here we've got just more river that goes into here, a couple of branching paths there. That could be optional extra items that are good. Through here, another little point over there, some more. I just wanted this cave to feel like it's not just a single path that you're supposed to follow. It is, because we've got this very obvious river going through here, and that's actually more of like a waypoint to show you where to go indirectly. Throughout so far in this map, you've just been following a river, and that leads into this very open room. And I'm hoping to do some sort of village in here. It has crops and other sorts of buildings, and I also want it to be hold the break through the ceiling during a certain time of gameplay. But we'll see how that all works later. This is more just all of the terrain. So in the next episode, we're going to be looking at making some sand terrain, basically the next area that we can go to. So that's about it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.